Hello, everyone. So my name is Giselle Adesina, and I have the pleasure today to be with Solange Adesina, who is a doctor in nutrition and health, and also a coach in naturopathy. She's actually joining us from Montreal in Canada. And the reason why we wanted to have this interview today was to be able to discuss how people should be eating, especially during a time where everybody is confined in an enclosed area. So we just wanted to share with you a little bit how to maintain a good health while still being safe and maintaining your family safe as well. So, Doctor, thank you for joining us today. So while we have more than 1 billion people that are confined worldwide, it is important for us to know exactly what we should be eating, right? Because we have less physical activities, but we should at the same time making sure that we're eating healthy. So what, according to you, what kind of food do you think that people should be eating in a situation when they are confined?
Exactly. Thank you, Mrs. Giselle. This is a pleasure for me to respond to this first question. I just want to remind you that it is important to know that in these conditions and what we are going to say, firstly, my recommendations going to the person that are in good health, and because it is important to know that when we are in good health, we can maintain this good health. And secondly, also, of course, my recommendation goes also to the people that have healthy condition. And firstly, I just want to mention, and just to be sure and clarify also, it is important to follow first your medical doctor recommendations. So this is only some recommendation advices that I can give you. Most of all is more applicable for people that have good health, as I said. But if you have a personal medical condition, you can first follow your medical doctor's recommendations and apply if they agree also this recommendation that I will let you know. The important thing that you have to know also as doctor of nutrition and naturopathy's coach, I just want to let you know that usually the nutritionists, most of the nutritionists, they recommend to eat bread, to eat cereals. I just want to know that it is important. You don't need bread for to have a healthy condition, because in particularly this COVID-19 condition and refined conditions, it is important to have a very, very important human systems in healthy conditions. And how can we get it? It is important to have our gut, because the gut is like a second brain of our body, and we have to maintain this system very healthy. So, for example, this is an advice that you can have for the morning. You can just have a mix of nuts. That can be cashew nuts, it can be macadamia nuts, it can also, and you can add also some fruits. That can be fresh fruit, as you can also add like sweeter fruits. You can also add cherries. You can have mangoes, a lot of kind of fruit that you want, and mix them with your nuts and just put them in a milk, in vegetable milk as preference, can be almond milk, coconut milk, and have it as a breakfast diet. This is a good condition. You don't need any cereal like as with wheat cereal. It is not. It will not help you to have a very good, healthy gut conditions.
Right. Thank you for adding that, Doctor. And I do understand that when people are trying to eat um, cereals, or when they are trying to eat nuts in the morning, they should not also combine that with fresh fruits. So we're going to have a separate video on that in order to teach people how to combine food together. And I think this is very important for them to know, so that they can maintain a good digestive system. Now, the second question that I have for you, Doctor, is that once you eat cereals, right? Because I know that a lot of people like eating cereals, but is that the only solution that you have for breakfast, for example?
No, sure. If you eat nuts, for example, my breakfast usually, and this is the same thing I gave to my kids also, it is a mix of nuts, and then I mix fresh fruits also, and sometimes fresh vegetable as a smoothie. When you can also add, this is for the breakfast, then for the dinner, a dinner example that you can have, it can only be a salad of spinach or kale, and then you can add and cut some pieces of tomatoes, some pieces of carrots, and then add for sure a proteins that can be eggs, chicken, well-cooked chicken, or salmon. So smoked salmon, that's also good for the health. And just to know, in naturopathy, we have also the healthy condition and also the food condition that we mix. So there's some food to better have a very good digestion. It is important to not mix like starch with the protein. But you can though, if you want, but this is not the best solution. The best solution is to eat vegetables with proteins, or if you want though, you can also eat only starch, but with vegetables, and then 1 hour later, you can eat your proteins. And what I can recommend you, especially during these conditions, you can add also ginger during your food. You can just have a small cut ginger, cut them in small pieces, sorry, and then you can just include them in your food. What is the gingers? Usually the gingers gonna help your gut to have a very good digestion. So that will help, and then if you have a very good digestion, so your gut will function very correctly, you're gonna have a good healthy, so a good human system. And this is the same thing also for the supper. You can just mix vegetables with your proteins, or then just take your starch, or take your yogurt, vegetarian yogurt that you can add some fruit inside and eat it. But during the most time, during all these three kind of meals, it is important to add ginger, and also I recommend you to add garlic, because the garlic is gonna have an anti-inflammatory action on your body, and this is very important because we are looking to have a very good healthy conditions.
Great. Of course, definitely, people need to understand that the gut is the central system, basically,
Sure.
of their body. So maintaining a good gut health during this situation of confinement is gonna benefit them a lot. The other question that I have for you is, besides nutrition, is there anything else that we can do in order to be healthy under this condition or this situation?
Yeah, sure. There is other condition. You know, in the life, to have a baby, you need the daddy and the mommy. So that means basically you need the father and the mother. As caricaturing, you can say it's considered that the nutrition is the mother, and the other activities that we will do, that's going to be the fathers. So to have a good health is not only nutrition that is important, but also you have to involve the physical condition, at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes minimum that they recommend per day. And you have also the positive attitude, because except the gut, you also have our brain that is very important for us and help us to function and to have a good human system. So it is important to have a meditation. For example, you can have mindful meditations, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, according basically to what you are able to do. And then I recommend you also to do yoga, to do physical activities, to play with the children, to dance, because you have to know that physical activities is not only something that we are obligatory to do that. So physical activities can be a music that we just put and dance, just to avoid to have some problems, or just to be sure that we have very good mindful and very good positive attitudes. So I will say that, just to sum up, it is important to mix the nutrition part and the physical activities, mindful meditations and yoga to better improve our healthy conditions.
And this is great. I appreciate very much all the advice that you have been giving our audience. I think we should be getting more advice from you. as we go through all these confinement. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us today. And if people still want to ask you a lot of questions, do not hesitate to reach out to Dr. Solange Adesian via the Instagram account or link that you have in front of you, and she'll be happy to answer all your questions. So once again, thank you so much, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.